Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Alright, new arena run, and I'm gonna go Druid. Because I'd rather be a Druid than a Rogue in the arena. And we start off with an Azure Drake. That's pretty awesome. Not awesome, not awesome. Frostwolf or War Golem? I mean, the War Golem is obviously, like, better meat. But I'm going to take the Frostwolf because he's a lot cheaper, and if I'm, as a Druid, hopefully I'll get some, like, powerful Druid late-game stuff. But I probably won't, but maybe. I don't want you, Priestess of Elune. You're not useful. Probably useful, but not good enough for my standards. I don't like her in Constructed, so I don't take her in the arena. Even though in the arena she's actually probably not as bad, but... So Druid, I might be slower. I'm starting to think that maybe I should take the Warden. I know that may be silly. Like, the Ghoul can go crazy, but you can't count on that. This is hard, because this can give you crazy shenanigans that are very hard for your opponent to deal with. But it is, like, -1 card advantage. Savage Roar is a good finisher. Remember, this card is really as good as Bloodlust, considering it's so much cheaper, and that it gives the bonus to your hero. So this is just as good as Bloodlust. Bloodlust will often get you more for one card, but I mean, if you only have 2 or 3 minions out, this often does more because it does let you attack as well. And this is a good creature too, because she gets, you know, she's very efficient. Takes multiple steps to get rid of. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna take the Savage Roar and probably regret it either way. Okay, Druid of the Claw, you are awesome, but you are not a swipe. Give me more swipes. Just more and more swipes. This is such a bizarre card. Like, people always come out with combos that you can do with this. Yeah, but those are ridiculously expensive combos that require specific other cards and stuff. For general use, if you're winning, this helps to cement your win a little. But if you're losing, it doesn't help you come back at all. It's worth nothing, basically. And I don't like that. So, unless you have crazy combos with it, I don't see a lot of purpose. I don't like you as much as you, so we're taking that guy. Could take another Frostwolf Warlord. This guy's a lot better in the arena than he is normally. Shooting something can be good. Raidlair requires more guys out. I don't have as much removal as I'd like to yet. I think I'm actually going to take... Nah, I'm not. I should take the Stormpike Commando, but I just don't like him, damn it. Ventrico is very fat. This would help me. This guy's pretty efficient. But very fat. I'm going to need some cheaper stuff, probably, but I don't know. But I'm going to take expensive Druid stuff anyway, because power. Apparently I'm sort of fat drafting. Equal to your hero's attack to a minion. That is such a weird card, because it's like, this is a combo with Bite and things like that, but yeah, it's just not that exciting. Bite is pretty darn strong. I need more cheap stuff in the deck, though. I'm wondering if I should be taking the Swordsmith. I mean, he's got to have other guys out to buff, or he's no good, but Bite would kill something, though. And it gives you the armor, so if you're killing something big, it doesn't hurt very much. And if you're killing something small, then you're gaining hit points. Plus, you could look at Bite as like one of those Druid cards that gives you a choice, because it's either pay 4, get +4 attack and 4 armor, or pay 6, get +5 attack and 5 armor, because obviously you can use your Druid ability. I think I gotta take Bite. This is our plan. We'll just make the deck so slow that it can't win. You are amazing. Ah, this draws 3 cards. It draws 3 cards. My deck's already expensive. If I'd gone with cheap stuff, this would have been awesome. I'm thinking it's more the Pyromancer that I need to help clear the board of all this other stuff. She's good too. Like, I always put her down, or just don't think enough of her, but 3/5 for 4 is very good stats, and her ability gives you free meat. Free minions, even if the minions individually aren't that good. Pyromancer is such great removal, though. I'm going to have a bunch of spells already, even if they're expensive spells. It says draw 3 cards. I'm going to take the nourishment. I'd rather have the Spellbreaker. I'm going to take the Mad Bomber. I need some stuff to cover my early game, because I'm going to take the Innervate, because it might help with my very expensive casting cost curve. But I'm still going to take the Druid of the Claw, because he's a Druid of the Claw. He's a fantastically efficient creature. You are not. I don't like you, Claw. See, Claw, it's just like what I said with the other one. Claw is either 1 mana for +2 attack and 2 armor, or 3 mana for +3 attack and 3 armor, right? Like, that's actually quite flexible, which is why it is sort of a good card, but whenever I see it used, I'm like, that's barely a card. It costs you mana and a card, and it's hardly any better than your hero ability. And I don't like that you can't use this to make 1 attack and then use your hero ability to make another attack. I mean, that's not how weapons and attacks work in the game, but it is annoying if you get this in your hand. It could help me cover my early game, though. Silverback Patriarch could also. He's just kind of weak. I'll take the Claw. Even though I didn't take the Pyromancer, which I probably should have. Okay. How do you guys? Shieldmaster. I don't have that. I don't have as much like early game battle cry stuff as I have slow stuff that I need to survive till. The Acid Ooze is very tempting. I'm not a big fan of the Wild Growth. Like, it takes a turn doing nothing, and it doesn't speed you up all that much. Like, that being 1 mana ahead is good, but you spent a whole turn doing that and not protecting yourself. Wrath can kill something and draw me a card, potentially. Or just kill something and be efficient. So we're going to go with that. You are super, like, smashy. You draw a card. But I'm going to have all these fairly big things, and giving one of them Taunt and +2/+2 will also be good. And I can also use this on, like, the Amani Berserker or the Mad Bomber, and make them more annoying. I have to have minions for it, though. I don't know. Just having another Boulder Fist Ogre would be pretty sweet. And I've started getting cheaper stuff now, so actually I can go back to fat drafting. We'll do that. You draw me another card. That's pretty good. I don't likely have any ways to heal him, and you're interesting, but you're just not as Azure Drake as the Azure Drake is. We're gonna go Wrath for killing stuff. Not a fan of you, even in the arena. It's just, I want my card to do something else. If you give me a card that does something else and gives me 8 life and is not horrible for the casting cost, then I'll take it. But, like, those stupid 5/6 Paladin guys, they're pretty obnoxious. But no, not you. I guess it's Tauren Warrior. You're expensive. You have taunt, so, yeah. Bonus rare. Again, I don't have combos with the Blade Master. Yeah, I could have comboed him with the gain 8 life thing, but then I'm not even getting 8 life. I'd be using that expensive card just to give him 4. I mean, it is more interesting because you can heal other things. I guess I have fat things, so I could use it to, like, nourish one of them, but, or not, whatever, to heal one of them, but no. Bite is still pretty strong. Arcane Golem can also come out and kill something, but Bite seems a little bit better for that. Even though I can only do 1 attack per turn, it's still 1 more mana, same amount of damage, and it gives me 4 armor instead of giving my opponent a mana crystal. So that seems like a pretty strong argument for Bite. Yeah. It's given me 17 Soul of the Forest. If it gave me that many of some good card, then I would be kicking ass. Do I want another super fat minion? At some point, if I can just live long enough to start playing these things, I have so much huge fatness that an arena deck might just not be able to solve the problems I'm putting out. But I'm tempted to put out. He's like a lot cheaper, and if he gets to go off, then he's crazy. Like, your opponent has to spend all kinds of effort on him. I don't have that much. I've got a lot of stuff in the low mana for killing things, though. I'm going to take the Ventricle Mercenary, because I'm crazy. This is probably what I need, something cheaper like this. Now, how many actual damage spells do I have? 2 Wraths and a Starfire. I do have a swipe as well. Okay. I was leaning towards the Crocalus because it's more efficient for the mana, and I'm going to need that help early in the game, but I'm going to try the Dalaran Mage anyway because I do have some stuff to Spell Power. Spell Power Swipe would be awesome. Why couldn't I have traded all the places where I got Swipe, give me that stupid Death Rattle Tree thing instead, and all the places where I got the stupid Death Rattle Tree thing, give me Swipe? This deck would be insane because I'd have friggin' 5 swipes by now, and seriously, if I had 5 swipes in here, I would just dominate. Said I'm going to have a million bites, even though it's rare. Could have another Master Swordsman. I do have more small minions, and he's another small minion, but I still don't have that many. The Kodo is kind of efficient, but he's expensive. I don't actually just want... I don't know. This is spending a lot of mana and one action to kill one thing. This could give me a thing and kill something. My deck is so like I would be more okay with this guy if I had fewer expensive cards in my deck. But I have a lot of cards in my deck that cost 5 or more. I don't think I was doing it. I already have 2 bites. I guess like a 3rd bite would be okay. I think I've got to take the Master Swordsmith because I'm just not going to have enough minions early on. And it takes 2... That's 2 whole... If I have this instead of him, that's 2 whole turns when I can't do anything. Even though another bite would be good. Actually, even though bite's rare and swipe's common, I really wish I could trade my 3 bites for 3 swipes. Goddamn. This is not an easy choice. Late game, if I have a fatty out, he can keep buffing my fatty, although he doesn't make it harder to kill. And they already do a lot of damage, but... I'm going to take the Swordsmith so I just have another thing I can put out on the table early on. And similarly, I'm going to take the Geomancer. He gives me the spell damage, and he's a thing I can put on the table early on. I don't like either of you, and you're fairly cheap. I mean, I don't think I have a lot to use with Battle Cries, but he's still fairly cheap. And he could be an impromptu heal for one of my expensive things. Could take the Naturalize to kill like a giant horrible thing, but I have a lot of giant horrible things of my own, and a lot of, like, damaging spells, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the Lord of the Arena. Okay, hold on. Alarmobot is way more relevant than usual because I have all this fat stuff. But if you actually look at them, it would be great to Alarmobot out like the Ventrico Mercenary or the Boulder Fist or the Lord of the Arena, right? That would be awesome. But Frostwolf Warlord, Druid of the Claw, Azure Drake, they're all like, it's like a waste of the guy if he comes out this way because they're not getting their main ability. And coupled with the already sort of like difficult to use nature of him, like often he's just a 0/3 taunt. Except it's a weak taunt, because if your opponent really has to kill something else, they will just kill something else. Knife Juggler is very strong, and he would give me a little bit more of that early game stuff, but I'm thinking the Twilight Drake, because I might end up with a very slow hand, so getting compensated for that slow hand is nice. Anyway, here we have some Druid Fat Drafting. It does not have a lot of the... It's weak in some of the areas that I would really like to be strong as a Druid. But I have a lot of sort of high-end medium fat, like just, or low-end, like, expensiveness, whatever. 5 and 6 mana is kind of a weird place, because I've got to live until then. But I can start going really obnoxious 5-mana creature, another really obnoxious 5-mana creature, another really obnoxious 5-mana creature, and at some point your opponent just runs out of stuff to kill them with. But I have to get to that point in the game without being so low on health. We're going to keep the starting hand, because I know it can get a lot worse. The Bite can kill something big, the Mad Bomber can kill something small, and the Twilight Drake, if nothing goes horribly wrong, but I'm not casting him a lot of stuff, it can come out big. Like, early in the game is a better time to have him. Oh, what's this going to be? Fairy Dragon. Joy. The odds of killing that with the Mad Bomber are pretty small, but I'd be taking 6 damage if I try and take it out with just Shapeshift, so let's see.
Wanna blow something up?
Well, that sucked. It'd take just as much damage for sure. If it had done at least 1 to the Fairy Dragon, then next turn I could have killed it with Shapeshift if I had to. The fact that it didn't, the fact that he completely missed is pretty irritating. That's also not helping. So I would need this just to finish that off. I'm going to take a billion bees. Now I can play the Tauren Warrior, so it'll ablate that somewhat. Hopefully. Spending my turn doing Kung Fu seemed like a waste. If this takes out the Fairy Dragon, that's okay. If he has some other way to kill it, it would be obnoxious. But he's a Paladin with 3 mana, no coin. I don't think he can just do 3 damage. He just can't. Next turn, he has 1,000 ways to deal with this, but right this second, he really doesn't. This time, I don't think there's even any neutral stuff that he could play. Certainly not for 3 mana that would allow one of those guys to kill him and live. Well, no, that's not true. To live, he could have just played the +1/+1, and then his Fairy Dragon would have lived. That's true. I was not thinking of that, but okay. It seems like kind of an inefficient turn if I just Kung Fu that and then kill the questing guy, but things could go wrong if I don't kill the questing guy. On the other hand, how much is he really going to have? Like, say he plays 4 cards, makes this 6/6. That would be monstrously bad. The chances that he has 4 1-cost cards in his hand are pretty slim. You'd think he would have dumped them by now. He might end up like a 4/4 or something, but if I just play the Twilight Drake now, it's going to come out and be big. I can kill that, and I'll still have the Bomber on the table. So let's try it that way. I mean, it's early in the game. It's not like I'm not worried about the damage he's going to do in 1 turn. I'm just more worried about having the best possible board position. So he's going to get boosted. If he plays like 2 things, this guy's a 4/4, that would be fairly obnoxious, but okay, that's more obnoxious. Wow, he did manage to buff him a lot. Okay, fine. Ooh. Yeah, that seems nice, but it's not actually going to work. I'm going to have to bite that guy. He does have to be stopped. That was a pretty obnoxious turn from him, though. The odds of him being able to do something that obnoxious were pretty low. Like, I should have still had the 3/2 or something, in all likelihood. Humility is not particularly a great card that he used just to like get that off. And it worked for him. Alright. Some options now. It'd be nice to get out some taunt. He is taunt that can kill things. I mean, I could just play the Boulder Fist. I think that's... I mean, yeah, it's probably hard for him to deal with that, but I think it's a little too aggressive because he can hit me back for a lot. Whereas if I play the Shield Master and then Kung Fu something, I can take out a lot of this junk. I'm hoping he can't kill this without losing his Peacekeeper. I'm sure my hopes will be dashed again, as they so often are. I just need to stabilize the situation so I can start cranking out large things like that. Okay. That is unfortunate. Oh, but he doesn't have a way to get through it. Okay. Good. Seems like the thing to do. Now, he didn't have a way to kill it that turn. I could get 3 damage on him and let him deal with it, or I could just kill this, and then this is only a 3/2, but he'd have less things out that can go wrong for me. How valuable is that 3 damage?
What to do?
This is an arena paladin. He might not have that many ways to just, like, kill through it. If he has a Blessing of Kings, it's going to be bad for me either way, right? Blessing of Kings, this guy, he'd be huge and survive. But even if he Blessing of Kings one of these guys, after this guy's a 3-2, that's still going to be bad.
What to do?
We'll go for board control. Even though with the taunt, I feel like I would have been safe in hitting him for 3. I've been making too many of the choices in that direction, and yeah, it's too much risk. Really? That's bad for me because my deck has all expensive stuff. Because he has lots of cheap stuff, it looks like. That's way more beneficial for him. So even though this is a crappy card, stupid-ass card, in this circumstance, I believe it is working in his favor. If he was playing against another deck that was less slow than mine, it would be horrible for him, though. You know what? This can kill most of his stuff. He's actually kind of hard to get through, but it seems so weak.
What?
It seemed better than playing the Lord of the Arena against all this, like, low attack, low defense stuff. Play the Boulder Fist Ogre finally, and then Kung Fu something, but actually, I'm starting to like playing this guy. I don't need his 4 attack to kill these things, and this guy's even tougher.
I wonder.
So I can play the Brewmaster, then this guy.
Drink with me, friend.
And I could use the Claw to kill this guy who's bigger, but I'm just going to use the Kung Fu and kill them because I hate using, I hate this card. I should probably use the Claw and kill him, but I'd rather save that for later, since I can kill something with just that. So, I mean, he can take this out. With his sword, he actually gains a life. That's like an obvious move. And then he can use some of this junk to take him out, but that's no good. That definitely makes the equation worse. He actually... This guy is playing the reduce the health of one of my minions to 1 thing, and all my minions are expensive. I don't think I have a way around that. In fact, I'm going to get screwed no matter what I do. I bet that's what it is. It's going to reduce the toughness of whatever I play to 1, which means I can't stop this stuff. And the fact that I have to play around that means I'm in trouble anyway. That is horrible. This is not the one I want to be playing. I don't have enough mana to play these other guys. I've already played both my 4-cost taunts. I'm going to get something else I can't use very well. And I guessed wrong about what secret was. Awesome. I was just thinking, like, this is the arena, so even though that is a bad card, but it would have screwed me. And it did screw me because it caused me to play differently. It's actually a noble sacrifice, I guess. Which I suppose I should have thought of, but I just saw, like, what would screw me? The thing that reduces a minion's toughness to 1. That would have just horribly screwed me. And it did because I tried to play around it. Awesome. Well, I'm going to armor up. And I'm going to use the claw. Even though I'm just killing, yes, I need the extra health now. It's not even a noble sacrifice. It's redemption. Okay. Stupid arena with Paladin secrets. In Constructed, you know they're not playing, like the bad Paladin secrets. Redemption, not a good secret anymore, now that they changed it so that they don't work on your own turn. Oh man, am I just dead? I'm just dead. This sucked. I just was never... That was what I was worried about when I had all this expensive... I was never quite able to just get the board control. If I ever got board control, I would have just dominated. But no. And if I hadn't tricked myself into, like, thinking the wrong secret, I could have survived that turn anyway. Well, that was a great start. Let's see if I can redeem it somewhat next time. If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.